discuss about the definition of art and the types of art in context of Nepal to be more relevant. In simple words, when we talk about art and the type of art that I'm talking is visual art. In visual art there are many aspects like sculpture, painting, sketching, and much of them. So, in simple words, art is the expression of human ideas or any human dreams, ideas, expression, outrage, emotions, etc. in a way that can be virtually seen, felt, or understood by looking at a piece of paper or artwork that has been made that we can see virtually, and that is visual art. Visual meaning it can be painting, sculpture, or sketching. In this video I am not talking about sculpture because it will go a bit more towards the 3D because it is three-dimensional and you can touch from. Now, talking about types of visual art. What are types of visual art, you might ask? So, visual art is divided into different types or categories, like for example, you might have heard about abstract art, realistic art, hyper-realistic, and sometimes surrealism, or you might have heard about traditional art, contemporary art. First, let's talk about two types, traditional and contemporary, because these are the most relevant in terms of Nepal, and this video is mostly relating to Nepal or in the context of Nepal. So, when we talk about traditional art, which we call in Nepali as Paramparagat Kala Shaili, it means it is the type of art that has been passed down from many generations as tradition, like the Maithili art, Thangka, or you can say Vaiva. These are the art forms that have been passed to us from many generations of our ancestors, and these are like tradition to us. So these are traditional art. Now, traditional art has much importance. I am talking about historical importance, cultural and religious importance too in context of Nepal, because art forms like Thangka, Vaiva, Maithili, they are used to express the ideas regarding our religion, culture, and history. And this type of art forms are also used in religious places like temples or monasteries, or even in churches you might see some artworks of Jesus and all. These are traditional art, and they have religious, cultural, and historical significance. So these are a bit outdated, you might think, or they are very much stable, like from hundreds or thousands of years they are in the same type and there has not been too much change. They are being improved time to time, but the main concept is that only, that you express your religion, culture, and history. That is traditional art. This type of art has been followed in Nepal or any country from a very long time. Now next is contemporary art. Contemporary art in Nepali is called Samasamahik Kala. Samasamahik Kala or contemporary art is the type of art that shows the condition of your social conditions, social norms, and it is more modernized form of art, and this type of art shows the condition of the world and it shows contemporary conditions, social issues, social problems, solutions to social problems. They are more creative and modernizedly expressed art forms, and this type of art forms are also being very popularized in Nepal, and this type of art form has social value. They might have some deep meanings or importance, and they reflect the social condition or social issues in most of the cases, and they are more creative and they are more diverse and unique. Like you might not see some patterns that are getting repeated in contemporary art. So these are the two art types. Now there are more types. Now, the next types is realistic art. Realistic art is the type of art in which you try to realistically portray the facial features, or you try to realistically portray the things, the subject or the object that you want to draw. And in this, you try to make it as real as possible to some degree. So, this is realistic art. Next is hyper realistic art. Now, in hyper realistic art, it's almost same as realistic, but you try to put a lot of details, and every single detail is noticed in hyper realistic art. It's like more accurate than even photographs. This type of art is not too old, like it has been developed after realistic art, because in the ancient times or in medieval times there were not enough equipments or techniques to develop hyper realistic art, and hyper realism is a type of art that takes a lot of time, and it is much more detailed than realistic art. After that comes artistic artworks, like artistic portraits or artistic artworks. Now, when you are talking about realistic or hyper realistic, you take a reference and you try to draw the reference as real as possible. In realistic, you do it to some degree. In hyper realistic, you do it in a very much vast way that it is even more realistic than photographs. But in artistic art forms or in artistic portraits, landscapes, what do is you try to express your artist skills, your emotions, your ideas. The main concept of art is taken, not the main concept of that reference or the subject. You try to draw it in your own style. So this is artistic art or artistic art style. So under this there is semi-abstract, abstract and surrealistic art. Now, surrealistic is one of the most fascinating art for me, and this was mostly popularized by the artist or the famous artist Salvador Dali. In this, you try to show something realistic, but in a very much confusing or in a very much different way than reality. It looks real, but it's not. Like, if you look at any paintings of Salvador Dali, you will see that the painting is very realistic, but you will see elephant having giraffe legs, or the clocks are melting or being in the floor, or anything such, or a man might have branches in his face, or a man might have leaves in his face, or something like that, and it looks realistic, but it's not. It expresses the deep meaning that the artist wants to express. It's like a mad form of art for me, because it's really hard to understand. You might understand the abstract art, but it is very hard to understand realistic art surrealistic art. It is very artistic and very impressive way actually. And after that comes abstract art, and this is the type of art where many people have mixed thoughts, because it is a type of art where artists try to portray their emotions in any way possible. Like, you can portray abstract art by just putting a dot in the paper or anything. Like, you can just splash some paint in the paper. What does it mean is the artist has a lot of experience of years. Now, the artist is showing something simple in the artwork, and the thing that he is showing is not realistic. It's completely abstract, meaning it's completely depends on the emotion, expression and ideas of the viewer and the artist that is making the art. So it is a type of art where its meaning changes according to the person viewing it. So, like, for example, someone might just put some random dark colors or splashes in a paper. The artist might portray it as sadness or darkness is one's life, but another person might look it as the darkness in the universe or in the cosmic level, or someone might look at a small bright point in the art and then think that a bright thing is being expressed from between the darkness. so that can be done in very much complicated way. So this is the type of art where, in simple words, what the viewer sees, and it depends totally upon the viewer and the artist's way of thinking. After that comes semi-abstract art. Semi-abstract art is a bit more easier to understand, and it is like not too much realistic like surrealistic art, but it shows some ideas or expressions in a way that it is a bit more easier to understand than the abstract art. So semi-abstract art is like that. These are the main types of art if you forget. First one is traditional art, contemporary art, abstract art, semi-abstract art, surrealistic art, artistic art, and under artistic art only the semi-abstract, abstract or surrealistic art comes. So let's not include artistic. So realistic, hyper-realistic. Okay, hyper-realistic, realistic, then surrealistic, then abstract, semi-abstract, and traditional and contemporary. These are the forms of art or types of art. In this way art is categorized. I wish it will be helpful for you to understand the type of art for next time, and if you don't understand, you can always leave a comment so that I can try to do something else next time.